A couple of weeks ago, the DVSA announced plans to launch a consultation to discuss a minimum learning period for learner drivers after they've passed the theory test. I think the favoured timescale is 6 months, and I have heard 3 months being mentioned before, but I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do because it's a consultation. It's possible that the decision's already been made and they're looking to gauge opinion, and you'll see what people think as professionals and as learner drivers. Now, when I first heard about it, I thought that might be a good thing, because a lot of time we get calls from people who've passed a theory test, they've had no driving tuition or very little driving tuition, sometimes very little experience, and they want to use our services for a driving test. And I did think that that'd be a good idea, because I thought it might cut that out. But I've looked into it further and I've thought about it quite a lot. And the biggest question that I'm asking is, how is it going to be implemented? Would there be any kind of recording of how many lessons are taken? Would a driving instructor have to sign it off? How does that apply to people who just have private tuition with friends or family members and don't use an instructor? So, I mean, if they're only looking at a time period rather than actual lessons taken or actual experience gained, for one, that's hard to record, and if it's not done professionally, it can be done fraudulently anyway. So they'd have to change legislation for it to truly work. So I'm not totally sure whether it's a good thing or not. And yes, I do get the reason behind it. They are saying that a lot of young people do make up a big percentage of the statistics for road collisions and death and serious injuries. I do get that totally, and I do get that needs to be addressed. But they can do everything that they want. They can make anything, any different rule, any changes. But that won't address the issue of post-test attitude. By that I mean, someone passes the test and they just think, I can drive how I want now. And yeah, to some degree that's not a problem if it's done safely. But it's when people start, it's particularly young people who lack experience, and they also lack the cognitive ability to evaluate danger, then that does cause a lot more problems. But the problem is there's just not enough police out there to stop them from doing it. And until people are caught in the act and they're made to take accountability for their actions more often and in greater numbers, then no amount of changes are going to address that. And I've also looked at it and I've thought, well, when somebody passes the theory test who I'm teaching, and they take it at some point in the training, so let's say somewhere towards halfway in the training, and then they book a practical test, then it's usually about 6 months that they've got to wait anyway. So it almost seems on the face of it as if it's covering up, the problem of longer waiting times. So I will, rather than judge, I'm going to see what the consultation comes back with, and I'll give a proper opinion on it then. But at the minute I have got lots and lots of question marks.